Hi, hello. How are you doing? Okay, so my name is Anita, a content creator in Italy. I create about studying and other scholarship opportunities available in Italy for international students. In today's video, I will be talking about if you're a resident in Italy and then you want to go back to school. I've received several questions from, you know, students like yourself or residents in Italy who want to go back to school, but then they are not quite sure of the process. So in today's video, I'll be addressing that. I will be talking to you about the process that you need to take, to go back to school. So it doesn't matter the type of, permit that you have, whether your permit is permesso di soggiorno, motivo familiare, motivo di lavoro, motivo even if for that of asylum as an asylum seeker. As long as you want to go back to school, it's possible for you to go back to school. But then what are the things that you need to know? Okay, there are two ways. It's either you want to fully go back to school as a full-time student, or you want to go back to school as a part-time student. Okay, these are the two ways you can go back to school. Also, it depends, aside from the permit that you have, it also depends on your work schedule, whether you're a full-time worker or you're a part-time worker, also whether you are a permanent worker or you are that of a fixed worker at the company that you are working at. But then what I want to let you know is it is possible for you to go back to school, and then you don't have to abandon your dreams of going back to school in this country because probably you had false information that it's not true for you to go back to school and all of that is complicated and everything. I believe it's just getting the right information that matters. Okay, so in this video I will be sharing with you all that you need to know. So the first thing that you need to know is if you want to go back to school, you have to go onto Universe Italy. Even though it's a website for international students, that website will help you to know the university that is offering your program of choice. Okay, so you go to Universe Italy, you search the program that you want to study. It will give you the list of universities that offer the program. Okay, and for you as a resident in Italy, currently the universities are open for residents in Italy and for that of Italian nationals and also EU candidates to send the application. So across the universities, you don't have to confuse it. You are an EU equated student, okay? You have equivalence with that of a national in Italy. When you're applying, you have to use that route for the application. You are not an international student. You are, an equated student, EU equated student, because you are in the country with a relevant, residence permit. Okay, so look at the university of interest. Once you find on Universe Italy, now go back to the university's website, check that of the entry requirements, ensure that you meet all of them, and then send your application. Currently, University of Bologna is open. All University of Parma, several universities are currently open as at this point for you to send an application. You send the application there. Once you do get an admission, you don't actually have to wait till you get admission, but then the moment you are done sending your application, you have to start the process for something that I'm going to talk to you about. That is the dichiarazione di valore. You're supposed to request the Italian embassy in the home country where you studied. Okay, so where you had the degree. So if you're coming from Ghana and then you actually studied in Ghana, you had your degree in Ghana, you had your WASI in Ghana, then you're supposed to go back to the Italian embassy and request the dichiarazione di valore. This is the form. Okay, so you're going to fill with that of your details, your educational details, and then you're going to send this form together with all the documents that you have through DHL to someone you know in Ghana that can submit the documents for you. So currently, the Ghanaian embassy is picking that of 1,500 Ghana cedis. I don't know in Nigeria the amount that they're going to charge. Whichever embassy that you're going to, ensure that you check for an updated information on the cost of requesting for the dichiarazione di valore for residents in Italy. This is the cost for residents in Italy. Okay, because for you don't need to present to them an admission letter or for that of your pre-enrollment summary on University Italy. The actual dichiarazione di valore, this is how the document looks like. So all your documents, your educational documents, is going to be at the back, okay, and then the dichiarazione di valore is going to be on top, okay. So it explains the value of your qualification in the system that you studied. So if you had bachelor's degree, it's going to be equated to that of the laurea here in Italy. It's going to explain everything, and it's going to tell the university or whichever authority you'll be submitting this document to that your laurea can give you access to that of magistrale in Italy. If it was WASI, it will let them know that the WASI can give you access to that of a bachelor's degree in Italy. So this is the document that you're going to submit to the university after you gain admission, because this document explains the qualification that you have in the system that you got it. The universities want to understand if they admitted you on the right basis or not. Outside of that of the dichiarazione di valore, if you cannot afford to send your physical documents to someone in Ghana, then you can go for that of the senior statements. Okay, so online you go onto the senior portal, you fill the details regarding that of your that of your qualification, and then you are going to pay that of 300 euros for the process. Everything is going to be generated online, and then you will be getting this from senior. Okay, so you get that of verification and that of the statement of comparability. So it's going to state that all your documents are real, and then it's also going to generate another document which states the the equivalence of your qualification in your home country to the Italian system. Okay, so what you should know is to an Italian qualification, the dichiarazione di valore is that of an alternative to the senior statements. Okay, so if you cannot take your documents to your home country, then you go for the process online, which is requesting for the senior statement. And then for senior statements, you're going to go for that of statement of verification and then statement of comparability. These two statements. Okay, so the senior statement of comparability is the equivalence of the dichiarazione di valore, and then a senior statement of verification is the equivalence of legalization. Okay, so whichever embassy you're going to request for legal dichiarazione di valore, they'll first of all have to legalize your documents and state that your documents are real. Okay, and then from there they are going to issue the dichiarazione di valore. So these are the documents that you're supposed to get, you're supposed to work on for you to be able to get access to your dream program, your master's degree or your bachelor's degree that you want to study in Italy as a resident with foreign qualifications. Okay, so I hope you found value in this video. If you have more questions, you can leave it in the comment section and then I'll be there to answer them. But then I thought of making this video to assist you if you're in Italy and you want to go back to school. In another video, I'm going to talk about the options available to you and then how you can actually go back to school.